AVC, what's up? It's me, yours truly. I am back to post a quick video here. This is going to be a response to another one of the 2023 threads that's going around, which is the 2023 the cassette tag thread. I believe Jason over at Low Noise Jason Skills, I believe he's the one that put it up. If I'm wrong, forgive me, but that's kind of where I found it. So yeah, I'll leave a link to the video down below. Go check it out. But yeah, just like the other thread. The other threads is just like 20 questions, and yeah, let's just kind of jump right into it. So for the cassette tag thread for 2023, the first question is a tape from 2022. I think this would qualify. I believe that came out in 2022. Sorry, try to get the glare out of there. But that's it was Rob Zombie's new album. It's kind of cool. He did put it out on cassette actually, which was kind of nice. So that's going to be my pick for new cassette in 2022. A punk or new wave tape. Decided to go the punk route, and so we're going with Black Flag in my head. I'm sorry, I'm trying to work the glare out of these here. So that's what I'll pick as my punk tape, or a punk tape. Question number 3, a metal or hard rock tape. Quite a few of those, and I don't know, just randomly decided to go with Jugulator by Priest. For the couple years that Rob was kind of out of the picture, and this is actually a pretty solid album in my opinion. So definitely a great one there. Let's see. Question number 4, a tape that's still sealed. I have a few of those, and I decided to go with Kiss Crazy Nights. I have a couple different copies of this, and this one just happened to be sealed. So, yeah, arguably my favorite Kiss album. So, I love 80s Kiss, and this album is just definitely one of my all-time favorites. So, that's a sealed cassette. Most experimental tape. I'm not sure I really have anything that would fall in what I would consider to be that experimental thing. I have some stuff on vinyl, but not really anything on cassettes. I'm going to have to kind of skip that question a little bit. Question number 6, a tape from the 80s. Tons and tons of those. Definitely still one of my absolute favorite decades, but I'm just going to go with this one here, which is an album I pick quite often, actually. That's Billy Idol's Rebel Yell. And the main reason I picked this one is you guys that have followed me for years and years. You've heard the story so many times. This was the first album that I ever purchased out of a store where I asked my mom, or my dad, hey, I want this, can we go get it? And they got it for me. Very first one ever. And I got it after seeing the first video I ever saw on MTV, which was Eyes Without a Face by Billy Idol. And I just immediately fell in love with him there, and then of course got this tape and played it to no end. So yeah, that's one from the 80s that definitely holds a very special place for me. And I mean this specific copy, this is the exact copy that I got back in 5th grade, and I've kept it all these years. So as much as I played it, you would think it'd be worn out all the heck, but it's actually still, the words and everything on there still in pretty good shape. So yeah, so great tape from the 80s. I just played that album last week actually. Let's see. Next question is going to be number 7, a hip-hop or R&B tape. I decided to go with this here, which is E40, the Mailman. I think it's better if I hold it like that. E40, I believe it's his first album. They have a number of things that they've put out on vinyl since then. I know Vinyl Me Please, I think it's done 1 or 2 of his albums as well. But this is the one they need to get to, because especially from that 90s, earlier 90s time period, this is one of my absolute favorite hip-hop albums. Fantastic stuff. So there's a hip-hop album for you. Let's see, question number 8, a tape you have on CD or vinyl as well. Yeah, right here. I have quite a few. If I can grab this here. There we go. I have quite a few on all 3 formats. I have like this CD wall, this cassette wall right behind me, which goes almost from the ceiling all the way down to the floor, and it's completely full. And I have the exact same shelf right over there that's completely full. So I have a ton of crossover and albums like that. So I was playing this a couple of nights ago, so I decided to just use this one. But Firehouse, You know, kind of some of that nice, I guess somewhat glam, but I kind of put this in the hard rock category. Self-titled, you know, Don't Treat Me Bad, Love of a Lifetime, all that great hair stuff that we loved. So I have the cassette there. Then you have the CD. Again, sorry about the glare, guys. And then you also have maybe that's like the vinyl LP. So that's one I have on all three formats. Let's see. Question number 9. Your most expensive or valuable tape? I think right now it would probably be this, which is a sealed copy of Metallica's Death Magnetic. I also have a sealed copy of Saint Anger, but I think this is going for a little bit more than the Saint Anger. And a copy of this is going for like 70, 80 bucks, somewhere around there. So that's probably my most expensive tape, I would guess. Question number 10, a techno, electronic, or synth tape. By a little Eiffel 65 there. Remember they had that song Blue that was kind of a bigger hit back when it first came out, but that definitely kind of revolves around that whole sound of all those different elements. So that's what I picked for that one. Let's see. Question number 11. A tape you bought at a show. Quite a few for sure. The one that really sticks out in my mind is I do remember picking this up at a local record show a couple years ago, which of course is Ozzy Osbourne's Osmosis. So that's one I recall getting at a show. A tape with a colored shell. Let's go with a little Andrea True connection. More, which definitely was a big disco hit back in the day. I mean, she was kind of a porn star turned disco queen, and I do love that song though. It's also kind of where the song "Steal My Sunshine" by Lynn, that they sampled you can say the riff, the groove from this song actually. But you can see there it has a really cool blue head shell there, so that's kind of neat. That's my pick for that one. Let's see, number 13, an import tape from a country other than your own. This one here, I'm going to go with the Black Crowes, and I believe this one is from Indonesia. I believe is where this one came from. So yeah, I mean, Black Crowes is one of my absolute favorite, just kind of bluesy hard rock. I mean, you guys know them, but yeah, one of my absolute favorites there. Let's see, what question are we on here? Number 14, will you buy more tapes in 2023? Why or why not? I definitely will. I'm not as proactive in looking for tapes. I'm definitely a lot more opportunistic, and I do have again quite a few tapes, and in most cases a lot of the stuff like my Megadeth collection, my Metallica, Judas Priest, Ozzy Osbourne, a lot of the stuff I wanted from the glam time frame with Rat and all Poison and all of that. A lot of that stuff I've completed those collections. So those are the things that I was really kind of actively looking for. But since then, it's just kind of, if I stumble across stuff, I definitely pick it up, but I'm not actively seeking or looking up stuff on eBay and that type, or Discogs and that type of thing. So, but yeah, I definitely will buy some if I come across ones that I want. Question number 15, what do you play your tapes on? Well, this is what I use. So that's my my Nakamichi tape deck. It's kind of the intro level for Nakamichi, but at the same time, I mean, even an intro level for them is kind of one of those, you're getting a very quality tape deck. So I haven't ventured out or even thought about ever, getting a drag in or anything like that, because I mean, amazing decks, but those things can cost a fortune when you get them in good working condition. So, but that's what I use for playing tapes. Let's see, what question are we on now? we have question number 16. Show a mix or blank tape. That was kind of fun because I still have a box with almost every mixtape that I ever had. Again, going way back into the day. So this is going back into the day again. I can't say that. I can't say that. But anyway, this is one of my, grade school, just one of the mixtapes I had put together. I've told the story a bunch of different times how right around 4th, 5th grade, I moved to, different area, new state, new side of town, and all of that, and was introduced to new friends. They introduced me to new music, which I had never been into the rock scene, the hard rock scene, the classic rock scene. I didn't know a Queen or a Zeppelin or Rolling Stones. I knew none of that. And my friend, my immediate friend, Matt, became friends the first day I was there, just started introducing me to all that amazing music. And so the first thing that I did was I went out and bought some of these Walmart tapes. These were the tapes that didn't even come with a case, an outer shell. It was just 3 tapes like this in a piece of plastic hanging just on the shelf, just like you see batteries hanging, in the store today. And you could get 3 of them for 99 cents. And that's how freaking cheap they were. But, as soon as he started showing me that stuff, I remember going out and buying a couple of bags of those. I paid my $2. I had 6 tapes, and I just started dubbing all kinds of stuff from him. And this is one of those tapes that I had. And so on here, there was kind of a mixture of everything. There was some stuff that I got, like on one side, you have some New Edition stuff, like Candy Girl and a few other things. And then on the other side, there's like some Van Halen stuff. There's some, I think some Queens on here, The Who, and just kind of a mixture of just a bunch of different random stuff. But yeah, again, a tape's been following me around since like 4th, 5th grade right there, and have a ton of them. So that's a mixtape that brings back some cool memories, actually. Question number 17. Show an album you would like to have on tape or tape you want on vinyl. I'm going to go kind of the other, from tape to vinyl. And again, those of you that have followed me for a while, you've heard me talk about this album to no end. Seal, and this is his 1994 release. And I want this on vinyl so bad it's just not even funny. I would love if they did a reissue. They haven't. They have pressed it once. It was exclusively overseas, and it's kind of one of those, $200, $300 if you can find a good copy. And you guys know how I am about condition, so that's kind of important too. But I want this on vinyl so bad. I don't care if they reissue it. I'll take a boot. I don't care. I want this on vinyl. So that would be the one I would pick for that. Let's see. Question number, where are we at? Number 18? Yeah, question number 18. Show a 8-track or VHS tape. I have some VHS tapes, so they're kind of tucked away. I actually just gave a ton to JC over at the flip side because he's really getting into VHS tapes. And kind of the same thing with 8 tracks. I started collecting 8 tracks for a while. I got up to maybe like 100, 150 of them, but they didn't quite catch on for me. And I think it was mainly because I couldn't find a decent player that would, that would work for very long. Even the ones that were claimed to have been, serviced or cleaned and this and that, I could just never find one that really worked. And I guess I got kind of turned off of it. So a lot of the tapes I had, I ended up trading to Billy. You guys know him over at Riverbend Records. So what I thought I would show is I do still take in reel-to-reels. So I figured I'd just show a reel-to-reel tape instead. So this, of course, is Pearl by Janis Joplin. This was some VCLT, actually, which was very cool. But, so I think between 8 tracks and VHS, I definitely probably collect reel-to-reels more than anything else when I can find them. And question number 19. Show your 2nd, 3rd, or 23rd tape in your collection. So I went ahead and picked the 23rd because with my collection, my first shelf is this one over here, and my first section is metal. So the 23rd album in my metal collection was Iron Maiden. I'm sorry about the glare there. And this is a real dead one. I'm sure like all you Maiden fans definitely know that album pretty well, but that's the 23rd album in the collection. And number 20, show a double cassette or tape from a box set. So I do have a double cassette here, and it is, am I holding that right? Oh no, sorry. Metallica. You guys know this one here. It's a really very cool, 2 LP set. It's still sealed as well, which is kind of cool. But it has its own little box that it comes in there. So yeah, so that's a nice double cassette there. Not an easy one to find too, so that's also a cool one to have in the collection. And the last question, or a bonus question, was to show a cassingle. Actually, I have two that I want to show, just because when I was looking through my cassingles, which I've pretty much kept every cassingle that I've bought over the years as well, these were the two that kind of stood out just because of, just because they do. Number one, Nirvana, Smells Like Teen Spirit cassingle. And this was the one that, I remember going and picking up, when this first came out. I remember it coming on the radio, and it was just kind of one of those very cool things, and I was just like, got to go out and get it. And it's like maybe, I don't know, just a few weeks after the album had come out. So this has kind of followed me around ever since. You can see it's definitely kind of worn a bit, but has that sentimental value. And the other one that always sticks out with me with cassingles is this one here, which is Kitty's Save Some Love. And this is one that, kind of shows what we had to deal with when it came to music back in the day. Because of course now everyone should Shazam stuff, or will go to YouTube or iTunes, Apple Music, blah blah blah. But back in the day, we didn't have that stuff at hand. So I recorded the song Save Some Love off of the radio. And just like always, the DJs were always talking to the very first word comes in, and the DJ never said what the name of the song was. So I had it recorded, but had no idea. And so I'm walking through the store one day, and I saw this, and it was Kitty, and like the name of the song is Save Some Love. I'm like, okay, that has to be the same song. It has. So I took a chance by buying this. And when you only have a few dollars, you can maybe purchase one cassingle or maybe two cassingles every couple weeks or whatever. It's pretty significant. And I just bought it as a total blind buy. I remember I was at the mall, and I ran out, hopped in my two-door Dodge Colt, my brown two-door Dodge Colt, and popped it in there, and was just hoping it was the right song. And then sure enough, I was like, yes. So that always reminds me of that day when I went and picked this up. So another cool one there. So anyway, there you go, VC. There's my cassette tag for 2023. Hope you guys enjoyed that. As always, let me know what you think. Maybe let me know if you'd like to see some more of my cassette collection and what you might like to see in there. I wouldn't mind doing some videos on that. And as always, we will talk to you soon. All right, take care, guys.